Welcome to the latest edition of the Maps for Kids Showcase. We're so glad you joined us as we take a look at the improvements of our city schools thanks to the Maps for Kids initiative. And I'm your host, as always, Tierney Tennant with Oklahoma City Public Schools. Well, we want to take a moment to thank Carl Springer for 5 years of service to Oklahoma City Public Schools. Mr. Springer retired as superintendent at the end of August. He is a veteran educator who always put children first and worked hard to improve the quality of education in our schools, and of course, he will be missed. Now, Mr. Springer has been replaced by Dave Lopez, who will serve as the interim superintendent for Oklahoma City Public Schools, while the board conducts a nationwide search for a permanent school leader. And on today's show, we are taking you inside an elementary school that is more than 100 years old, but it's definitely not showing its age thanks to Maps for Kids renovations paid for by you, our generous taxpayers. Lee Elementary School opened its doors in 1911. That makes it 102 years old. The school sits off Southwest 29th and is home to nearly 700 students in grades pre-K through 5th. For more on Lee Elementary School, I'm joined by the school's principal, Mrs. Shelley Dees. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Tierney. I'm glad to be here today.
I know, and just for the people at home, we had to reschedule a couple of times, so I'm really glad that you're here.
I'm glad as well.
I was sick. We had some family members that were sick, so we're really happy that she's here talking about her wonderful school because $3.8 million in renovations is what your school saw.
Right.
What do you think is the biggest improvement that for your school?
God, that's a hard question. I'd have to say probably the office area, the entryway leading to the office area. Before, the office was really small. It was upstairs. It was maybe 2 small rooms and 4 people had to be in those rooms. Now we have a dedicated space for administration area. When you come in, there's a main area and there's seating for the parents. There's a kiosk where the parents can check in, check their kids in and out and get name badges printed. There is also an office space for me, which I like. I have my own office space.
Office.
Yes, my assistant principal has an office. My principal's secretary has an office.
Good.
We have a conference room. We also have a nurse's clinic, a small workroom, and then also we have an area where we meet with our teachers. We call it the PLC or data room.
Oh, and I don't think people know how important it is to have that space for everyone to be able to conduct their business.
Right.
And one other thing, did the entryway change or was it always in the position that it's in now?
No, actually that was, I'm glad you're asking me about the entryway because that was a hard choice to answer, the offices or the entryway. But the entryway is a neat addition, and it's a dedicated entryway. Before, there was just various doors to go into and things like that, but now we have a dedicated entryway. It leads into a foyer.
Oh, cool. Well, for those of folks that went to Lee Elementary School, you will not find the library on the 2nd floor. It's been moved to the 1st floor. So do you know what was the decision behind moving it down to the 1st floor?
Right. Accessibility, plain and simple. We wanted our students from ages 4 years old to 12 years old to be able to access the library. We also wanted parents to access the library, our teachers to access the library. It's a really beautiful space. The library is much bigger now than it was before. The neat thing about the library, when you walk into the school on the main entrance, you have the foyer there. And the foyer accesses the library, the computer lab, the office, and the cafeteria. And those are the main common areas of the school. So that foyer and that dedicated entryway has helped us a great deal. That was a great addition of Maps.
It sounds like it's really customer friendly.
It is. It's very customer friendly. And when you enter the foyer and you access the library, we have many events there. We have over 14,000 titles. In our library. We have Spanish books for our Spanish-speaking students and families.
Oh, awesome.
And we have computers in there, and the library is connected to the computer lab. So students can kind of go to and from the computer and the library. The library should be the heart of the school.
Absolutely.
You walk in and you should see children browsing on the shelves, reading in the corners, on the computer researching, and you get to see that in our library.
And your school has a fireplace. Not many schools have a fireplace, and it really has a special place at the school. An area where teachers can enjoy it. Tell us the story about the fireplace.
Right. The fireplace is really neat. It was in the former library, and now that room is a workroom. And so our staff members get to enjoy it. And you'll have to come by sometime at Christmas because our staff members hang stockings along the chimney, and they put up a Christmas tree, and it is absolutely beautiful. Another thing that we were able to keep because of Maps was the wood floors.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Some of them are 100 years old. And it is wonderful to see the beautiful wood floors. It kind of gives it that old schoolhouse feel, you know, like an old schoolhouse. And that mixed with the modern updates and the technology give our building kind of a nostalgic historical feel.
And wood floors are so classy, so I'm glad that they were able to keep those in there. Now,
Right.
your school has several different floors and different levels, and it can be easy to get lost in this massive building because I know you have hundreds and hundreds of students in your building. What measures are in place to make sure all the kids know where they're going and that the visitors in the building can find their way around?
Right, our school is large.
Yes.
And I have to admit, when I first started at Lee, I got lost coming back to my office. However, I know my way around well. One of the measures we have in place are, of course, our cameras. We have about 20 cameras at Lee, and they're rolling 24 hours a day, and they focus on all of our doorways. Every door has a camera. Our doors are locked at all times. Also, our teachers supervise our students. But hands down, the real reason that it works and our students are safe is because of procedures. We're a GE school, and so we've developed school-wide procedures, and we practice those procedures. We expect that they'll be followed, and we continually practice them. So it's about setting those procedures and practicing them. If you were to join the school the first few weeks, you would see many classes going in lines all over the place. The teachers are practicing walking the kids to PE, to music, from PE to the lunchroom, all of the different options that, you know, the kids might go. The teachers practice this. So we teach procedures, we practice them thoroughly, and then we practice them again.
Oh, good. Procedure.
Yes.
Elevator rooms. That's not very
Yes.
common either.
No, and I've called them elevator rooms. I hope that's the correct name for them. I'm not really sure what they're called, but we were lucky with MAPS. We got an elevator, and that was needed. Our school is 4 stories, so it's really important for us to have an elevator so parents and students alike can access the various floors. On 2 different floors, when the elevator opens up, it opens up into former classrooms. And I think it was something about a building code that an elevator had to open up in a space that was so big. I'm not really sure about that, but that's what I was told. So we had these 2 big open spaces. And, you know, at first, they're nice. We use them for, students would do small group instruction in there. We would use them for indoor recess. But just recently, we had one of our partners adopt the room, and we call it the
wonderful.
Lion's Den. And the Oklahoma Bar Association, the Young Lawyers Division, adopted one of our elevator rooms, and they've made it into the Lion's Den. You'll find couches, chairs, beanbags on the floor, all kinds of wonderful things to make this room a warm, inviting place. And really, it's used now by many of our mentors and reading buddies.
Oh, great shout out to the mentors and partners that we have at your school.
Yes.
Great job.
Yes.
Now, we've talked about a lot, but we're not done yet. Up next, we'll chat more with Mrs. Dees about parental involvement and the unique programs offered to help the Lee Elementary School Lions be successful in the classroom. But first, we want to thank the Oklahoma City Thunder and Schlegel Bikes for partnering with Oklahoma City Public Schools in our first ever attendance campaign. Our goal is to increase first day and regular attendance among our students. Our campaign efforts worked on the first day with an additional 2,000 students. And with the help of bikes donated from Schlegel, each elementary school will raffle off a bike each quarter to students with perfect attendance. The Oklahoma City Thunder donated headphones to be raffled off to the middle and high school students with perfect attendance. So we really want to say thank you for this great partnership, and we'll be right back.
You can say with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read.
So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child.
So let's join hands, book people unite. Unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time.
One book can be the first little thing helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Welcome back. You're watching the Maps for Kids Showcase, and we want to say congratulations to Deborah Thomas, Principal of Extended Educational Services. She was recently selected to serve on the board of the National Association of Secondary Principals. The group is the leading organization for middle and high school principals and assistant principals. We are so proud that she is representing the school district on a national level, so way to go, Mrs. Thomas. Right now, we're continuing our conversation with Shelly Dees, principal of Lee Elementary School. And Mrs. Dees, you've been at Lee for a couple of years, so
Yes.
tell us what you're doing to get the kids ready for middle school.
Well, for middle school, we have implemented departmentalization in 4th and 5th grade.
Okay, what's that?
And what the kids do is they switch classes, much like they do in middle school. They don't switch 6 or 7 times, but they switch 3 times. And this helps prepare them for middle school. We also, with MAPS, we left a few lockers in the building. And with the lockers, if our 5th grade teachers feel like our kids are ready, sometimes usually after Christmas, we will allow the students to practice using lockers.
Oh, good. So
So
that they're ready when they get ready to go to middle school.
Absolutely. We also have the counselors from the middle schools come visit our school. And this year we would like to take a trip to a middle school. Our kids go to 3 different middle schools, so it's a little bit difficult to visit 3, but we're going to figure something out this year.
Great. Let's talk about reading scores. You know, reading is so important. What are you all doing to increase the reading scores at Lee Elementary School?
Right. Well, we have a mountain to climb. I mean, I'm just going to be honest here. When I first came to Lee, we had many students in unsatisfactory, and we want to make those incremental gains. Every year, we are bringing more students into satisfactory and less students in unsatisfactory. So one of the biggest things, what you spoke about recently, is attendance. Kids have to be there if we want them to learn. So we focus on attendance. We are part of the Read to Be campaign, which works with the mayor's office, and we are really focusing on attendance. Students graph attendance in their data notebooks. They also graph their reading scores. So we really track our scores, where we are, where we want to be. We started a common language in our school last year. When you are testing, you can fall in unsatisfactory, limited knowledge, satisfactory, or advanced. And we match those areas with colors. Unsatisfactory is red, stop, you need to do better. Limited knowledge, yellow, slow down. Satisfactory is green, you're good to go. And advanced is blue, you're high as the sky.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and it was so great to see this kids in the hallways. They said, Miss Dees, I scored in yellow. Last time I scored in red, and next time I'm going to score in green. So our kids know where they are. They know where they want to go, and it's about setting those goals and attaining those goals. Our students keep data notebooks, and they keep track of where they are, where they want to go, where they need to be. And our teachers have to teach vocabulary and reading. We actually spend a lot of time teaching reading. We're required by RSA, there's a new law. I'm sure you've heard of the new law. Students must be on 3rd grade level in 3rd grade reading in order to pass on to the next grade, or they're held back. Before, with No Child Left Behind, it was gain 1 year. So if a student came to 3rd grade on a 1st grade reading level, they had to be on a 2nd grade reading level when they left. Now it's 3rd grade, no matter where they come. No matter if they come with a 1st grade level or 2nd grade level, they have to be on a 3rd grade level to move on to the next grade. So we're really focusing. We do flexible grouping, and we do it for 50 minutes a day outside the 90-minute instructional block, and we push in every grade level 2 ELL teachers, a remedial specialist, our special ed teacher, and 6 ELL paraprofessionals. So students are getting that additional small group instruction.
So you're honest with where you need to go. You have a plan in place. The kids understand where they're going and what they need to do to be successful and to read on grade level. So I think that's an amazing plan. And when you partner that with technology, because I know you guys have used iPads in your school and partnered with another district elementary school.
Yes, we have. I'll have to tell you a little story about that.
I like stories.
It was when I was first becoming a principal, and me and another person, Miss Glenna Berry from Willowbrook Elementary, and we were facilitators together, so we knew each other. And we're at our first principal's meeting, and we're so excited. And we hear about this wonderful opportunity to write a grant for $65,000 for technology. And we wanted to do it, and we signed up to do it. We got there. We're the only 2 Oklahoma City principals there. We don't know why. There's 50 to 100 people writing for these grants, and we didn't know then what a rigorous process it was.
But it came really fast.
Yes, it came fast and it came quick. But the thing is, we got the grant. I got the grant, our school got the grant, her school got the grant, so we got $65,000 to spend in technology. We each got 60 iPads,
awesome.
2 carts to charge the iPads and move the iPads around. We got money to put on Apple cards to buy apps for the iPads. And the cool thing about it is one of our grant goals was collaboration. Our teachers went through a year-long process of learning together, collaborating together, and then also our students collaborated together. It was really neat to see the students working on the iPads in Edmodo or FaceTime. And then at the end of the year, the culminating activity was they got to meet each other and share their projects.
Oh, how
it
much
was
fun.
amazing for our 5th graders.
That's wonderful. What a great project. I'm so proud of the both of you. And you've got some great community partners that have come in. So I just want you to take a couple of seconds to thank those folks and tell us what they're doing for your school.
Well, I want to thank them, and I don't want to miss anyone, so I'm going to thank really hard. First, I want to thank Puckett's. Puckett's is a body shop that is right next door to our school. They have been around way before I came, and they send us money each month to help with field trips or whatever we need. Actually, just a few days before school started, I got a check in the mail from them for $400 and a little note that said, I know Oklahoma City's going to uniforms. I hope this helps. And so they're wonderful. I'm also partners with Cameron. It's a valve company located down the street from us, big valves, like oil valves. And they are awesome. They provide reading mentors for us and tutors. They also provide us with a dinner. They've provided our teachers with a $100 gift certificate last year for items they needed. They got the teachers electric pencil sharpeners this year. They provided a recess bag for every grade level. If you've been to our school, you know there's not much recess equipment out there, so having that recess bag is important. We've also recently partnered up with the Crossings Community Christian on the south side. They're a branch of the bigger church on the north side, and this year they provided $100 Visa gift cards for every teacher. So that's very exciting. We also partner with PALS, the Police Athletic League, Whiz Kids, which is a tutoring at a church. They come and pick about 20 of our kids up and fix them dinner every week. A new partnership is the City Arts Council.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. We have 2 artists that are coming in donating 4 hours of their time to teach our kids about art. So that is new and wonderful this year. And then we have other various, this Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office mentors our kids. And
she's got a list.
Yeah, I do. I just don't
want to leave anyone off. I completely understand. And you come so prepared. So we have to give you a second to find the list, because we don't want any phone calls from all the amazing people who are partnering at Lee Elementary School.
Okay, so I mentioned Puckett's and Cameron. The Oklahoma Bar Association, the Young Lawyers Division is the one that did our reading room for us, our reading den. Crossings Christian Community on the south side, Oklahoma Arts Council, PALS, Whiz Kids, Boy Scouts, In the Gap, American Fidelity, Oklahoma County Sheriff's Department. We have a community resource officer. Class and SAS Spanish Club does a Christmas party for our kindergartners every year, has been doing that for about 20 years. Capitol Hill High School's DECA Club sponsors a Christmas party for our kids, and Mount St. Mary's.
We didn't want to leave anybody off. We had to take a couple of seconds. You probably need some water, because you're
do.
blessed to have so many community partners. And I don't know when Mrs. D sleeps, because as you heard, she's got a lot of wonderful things going on at her school. I just want to thank you so much for joining us on the showcase today, and for everything that you do for your kids at Lee Elementary School. People keep Lee on the front burner, because they're doing some great things down there over at Lee Elementary School. And we're not done talking about Lee just yet. We're going to sit down and talk with a kindergarten teacher at the school. So stick around for that, and we'll be right back.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
And we're continuing our look inside Lee Elementary School in South Oklahoma City. And joining us now is Claudia Gaitan. Did I say it correctly?
Yes.
Okay, good. She is a kindergarten teacher at Lee Elementary School. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about how the Maps for Kids renovations have affected the students and the staff at the school in a great way.
Well, our hallways are shinier and pretty and painted, and it looks really nice. But I think one of the most important things that we have added is giving the students the opportunity to be more successful. And by that I mean providing them with new resources to improve their learning. For example, our students are now have access to a media center that is equipped with over more than 30 desktops and a few laptops and a smart board. So it's awesome. Adjacent to the Media Center is our brand new library, which is home to hundreds and hundreds of books, both in English and Spanish.
Which is very good.
Yes, our large Hispanic population. With both of these areas being next to each other, it makes it a lot easier for our students to access information either way, both on the computer or, get the hard book, the hard part of it, the books, when they are conducting their research. So it's an awesome addition.
I just love how prepared you and Miss Dees have been for this show with your notes, and you know exactly what it is that you want to say. I just really appreciate that.
I have a great leader.
You have a great leader. Well, I really appreciate that. Let's talk about the time during construction. What was that like? How were you able to work through the construction, make sure that teaching and learning continued, and stay positive about what the end result was going to be?
Well, I have to be honest, it was pretty hectic. I mean,
I would understand that it probably have to be a little bit.
yes, I mean, the sounds of jackhammers banging on the walls, and for, some of them, they had to pack up and move to another room. And then we also had to temporarily move to another school.
I remember that.
Which made it really hard because now we had 2 schools put together. But through all that, however, our priority remained the same, which, is teaching and guiding our students in their learning. We maintained routines and tried as much as we could to be consistent with our procedures. Having said all that, every bit of our new building was worth it.
It was worth the jackhammers, worth
Yes,
the moving,
the
everything,
moving, the
especially when you walk in there and
packing,
see.
yes, it was all worth it.
Okay, your school has put a real focus on parental involvement and what you need to do to increase parental involvement. Tell us what you all have planned for this year.
Well, I get goosebumps when we talk about this aspect of our school. Ms.
good.
Dees knows that. I just get so excited. I've been there for a few years, and I can honestly say that parental involvement has never been more alive in our building.
Oh, wonderful.
It has taken off without any breaks. We are doing everything from dogs for dads, muffins for moms. We've held breakfast for Mother's Day and carnivals. And we recently did our million word kickoff. And it was a great turnout. Our parents are excited, which is where we want them to be. We want them to be excited and helping their child be successful. Just the other day for parent conference, I had this parent. She was so excited about this hype about the million word challenge. She said she has actually been motivated to read herself.
Oh, wonderful.
Which is great because, those are the kind of seeds that we want to plant, the ones that are going to grow into partnerships and give us those, fruits of kids wanting to learn. So I was really excited to hear that. And, I just can't wait to see what more we have.
And now you've mentioned the Million Word Challenge twice now, so you got to tell us exactly what's that program.
Well, the Million Word Challenge, with the new Reading Sufficiency Act that was passed, our main goal for this year is to get our students excited about learning. And that's one of our ways that we're doing that. What we're doing is we're challenging our kids to read 1 million words. For my grade level, kindergarten means that they would have to read 100 books.
Wow.
And of course that changes as you go up in the grade levels. Like, for example, second grade, 2 books, or I believe for second grade, each chapter books equals 2 books. So this reading, challenge it's gotten our kids excited. And
the parents too.
yes, of course. When you have parents wanting to read, it's pretty exciting.
It's very exciting. I just love that you joined us on the show today, so thank you so much for being here and for your dedicated work to our students and the school district. We really, really appreciate you, your commitment to the students and the school. All right, well, that is it for this Maps for Kids showcase. For more information on Maps for Kids, visit okc.gov. And to learn more about Oklahoma City Public Schools, visit okcps.org. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Tierney Tennant, and we'll see you next time.